Dr. Mod, what would you consider the most underrated video game handheld of all time?
I would say the PSP.
The PSP. What would you consider the most underrated handheld of all time? In my opinion, and in the doctor's opinion, it's absolutely the PlayStation Portable. And one thing that we really haven't made one of these long form videos on is the fantastic PSP mod, because there is a fantastic PSP mod. I thought it would only be right for us to sit down and go over it, because it is one of my, it is my favorite mod that you make. The PSP, in my humble opinion, has probably one of the best libraries of any handheld. That's a bold statement considering we have stuff like Game Boy. We have the Game Boy Advance, which is quite literally, probably one of the best. And we got the DS and the 3DS also. And now you could even consider the Nintendo Switch in that same category.
Yeah.
Nintendo always had this approach of handheld games, console games.
Yep.
And with Sony and the PSP, you had sort of like full-blown console experiences on something like this. Metal Gear games.
Yep.
We had 2 Grand Theft Auto games.
Yep. Daxter,
Yes. So, why don't you tell us about it? What exactly is the PSP mod?
So the PSP mod, it utilizes the memory card slot that the PSP had. And interestingly, going with their, trying to be on the cutting edge, they tried to
Proprietary.
push the Duo card. And well, do we use Duo cards today?
No.
No. It utilizes a Duo card adapter to use the media that we use today, which is
micro SD.
Micro SD card. And so what we do is we put custom firmware on this console. And with that allows us to read games from the memory card, play games from the memory card.
Should we boot one up and check it out?
Let's
This is my favorite
This is
one,
the
I
prettiest, yeah.
This one, Dr. Mod got me for my collection. If you can't tell by all of the different PSPs here, I collect PSPs. It is my favorite handheld. Dr. Mod found me this awesome red one. We call it the God of War edition.
And you can see we have our PSP games. We have our PS1 games.
Okay,
yes,
it takes
you can
PS1 games.
You can play PS1 games on this. And this little folder I have here, we have all our emulators. We got Neo Geo, we got Capcom games, we got Atari 2600, Genesis.
Oh, I like that it loads up different menus.
Yeah, NES, Game Gear and Master System, Game Boy SP, 64, Super Nintendo, and Game Boy and Game Boy Color. Yeah, and look how neat these menus look.
Yeah, I mean those are good looking menus.
Yeah, so let's pick one. Let's pick Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Check out the little loading menu.